Hey guys, I'm Benjamin Chase Baker, also known as EG.DeMusliM, playing for Team Evil Geniuses as part of their StarCraft 2 team. I'm a Terran player, and today Terran versus Zerg is one of my best matchups, so I believe I can help you guys out a lot in this matchup, so we'll go right into a game and I'll talk about why. So initially, this is Ohana, which I've talked about previously, but it's a pretty good map in this matchup, and it's pretty fair. So initially, I am the red Terran spawning in the northwest of this map, and I'm playing against a blue Zerg called XG King Mafia spawning in the southeast. Initially, I just want to talk about mineral stacking. I've talked about this every time so far. This is just becoming more and more important. If you can get a little edge on your opponent by doing little things, and he's even trying to do it too. So this is how important it is. Even a player that I don't know on ladder is mineral stacking because it does give you an edge. So while there's only mineral stacking on this one patch, I'm mineral stacking on all of the ones that I possibly can. My minerals are actually higher than him, despite me trying to build this depot. So, or rather, roughly the same actually. So it's very, very vital. Anyways, I'll put it on 2x speed for now. Okay, so the game will go pretty normal. I'm building a barracks ASAP of 12 supply, forming a wall. Wall's very important in this matchup, given that if there was an early 7 pool or 10 pool or anything like that, it would be stopped if you could put a depot here, which you can. It also means once this drone does enter your base, you can block him out. It's just very important to have a wall. It's always nice to have a wall. Okay, so we do have our opponent 15 hatching. That's very, very normal too. My barracks has been completed now, and I will be transitioning into a fast expand. This is good. I'm chasing this drone down with a single SCV. I do start expanding, 1 Marine is out, and I'm like, okay, start completing my wall, throw down a mule and SCV, and I start adding on gas as soon as I can. So this, over here, this SCV does die, which is a bit of a blunder by myself, to be honest, but what did I see? I see he has no gases. This is also very key, and in one of my other replays, you should check that out as to why. But anyway, 6 lings are being produced. I don't know how many lings are being produced at this point, so I can only go off what he's given me. With this single Marine, I am actually searching for overlords. If you are a Zerg and you send out an overlord along this path, I can find it with a Marine and kill it. That's happened to me a few times in ladder, and I have won games because of that. I paused the game. I do actually have control of this tab because I know he didn't have a gas last time I scouted. That means he has no chance of having link speed by now. This is important for why I moved out to this tower. This gives me vision as to anything attacking me. Let's see what's happening, or how I react rather. So there's 6 links attacking me. I have 3 Marines out in the field. I have my expo up. I'm just reacting very normally. Why let this throw me off? I should actually be making a reactor. That's one thing that I do. I use the Marine and fight him as close to here as possible, using these Marines to shoot these lings. So what's he doing? He is running in. I do throw down a reactor. I try and keep this SCV alive, using him as a ring around the rosy, a bit of bait. I do start killing these lings with my Marines. So what was that trade? He lost 5 lings for 1 Marine, but he did get scouting information. That's pretty big. But what could he have gained from, instead of those 6 lings? He could have actually made 3 drones, which would have been far more beneficial. But this is what I'm scared of in this matchup. Or not scared of, but this worries me a lot of the time. When Zergs throw down a very, very early third, they piled on a little bit of pressure, and now they feel safe to throw down a third. He has supply blocks, so you're throwing down 3 overlords, which is a bit of an error by him, but maybe it's part of his build, I have no idea. Anyways, I'm just going to react very appropriately to the situation, given that I haven't seen anything. What's my vision? Sorry, the spawning pool, hatchery, and a 15 hatch. Very, very normal. I also saw that he did go for a little ling attack, meaning I feel pretty comfortable now. I know nothing else is going to be thrown at me. If you are going for Roach, Bane, Ling all-in, or Ling, Bane all-in, it's not normal to throw away 6 lings. Every ling counts. So I do move on the map, out on the map with these Hellions. Without taking a hit, I do kill that ling. So just forming my wall, and I'm forming this wall because I am actually, there's no point not having a wall. If an attack is coming, this wall helps so much. It just means the surface area is hitting this bunker rather than fully surrounding it, or even getting back to kill your lings. It's not going to happen. Anyways, these Hellions are down here. These Hellions actually find this third, and it is unprotected. It's even slow lings right now. So what do? I have 3 Hellions. I'm just doing a little bit of damage where I can, hitting this queen. And while Hellions aren't good against queens, Over time they are, and look, I'm making a Banshee. The more damage I do to this queen, the more damage my Banshees will do. So here I notice he has link speed. I don't really want to stay around for too long. I join it with more Hellions. Why not? Now I can start doing a bit more damage again. I'm putting up a third. Base is going well. Going to keep watching over here on faster speed. So look, I'm trying, I actually kill a creep tumor. Do I kill these lings? I do. Microing back that low health Hellion, microing back that low health Hellion. If I kill this queen, that's a bit of a victory already, and I do. So now what do I do with these Hellions? I start attacking the hatchery a little bit, which that could have been time spent better elsewhere, but I do start killing these drones. That's pretty nice. We look at the workers killed. It's 5-1, that one being my single SCV that decided to try and be Rambo very early on. I also see that he's made roaches. This is big. This means that he's not going for the normal Ling Infestor path. It also means that he's most likely not going Mutalisk for at least a while, given that he's using Gats on roaches and he's got such an early third. So he does move out to the middle of the map. I just am watching his fourth base very, very carefully. Now looking back at this, I could actually send these 4 Hellions, or I could have sent these 4 Hellions in to do quite a bit of damage over here, but he realizes that and does move back. Sending 1 Roach to scout, that's kind of a smart move. And look, with his vision, he actually saw both those Hellions flying by, so he knows that he needs to react sometime very, very soon. And I mean, what does he do? He hasn't started building Spore Crawlers yet, so it's a bit of a blunder by him, but my 2 Banshees do run in and start focusing this queen. Why the queen? That's the guy that injects larvae. That's the guy who means that drones can be produced at a phenomenal rate, an alarming rate. So what do I do here? I'm killing drones. Look at this. I even kill that Spore Crawler. I kill drones, and yet again, 1 by 1, 2 shots by 2 shots. And I mean, I'm getting such a lead. This third base has been anything but profitable for him so far. I'm even killing roaches at this point, which is all well and good, but I should have just not wasted time and just kind of went over here or just scouted his bases a little bit. But 54 SCVs to 44 drones, or 42 drones now, that's already a win for me. And I mean, I do kill this queen too. No more larva injects here, no larva injects here. I am in a really freaking good position right now. I do see a macro hatch going down. I see layers being made. You start going for this Evo chamber. Killing this queen too. That'd be big if that one dies. Also 1 health. Are you kidding me? So it does finally die. My Banshee's still alive. I do start focusing this Evo chamber. And is there anything happening? There's a Spore Crawler coming under me. And given the patch changes that made them root much faster, I won't be able to kill the Evo chamber or it, but I did significant damage to his base. So harvester wise, I'm getting on 2.3k minerals per minute. He's on 1700. This base is not saturated. I've got 10 more harvesters than he has. I killed 14 workers. I killed 3 queens roughly. I'm in a really, really good position. So what else happened in that time? I got a Viking out. I've already set my rally point around the map to start clearing out scouting overlords for a drop. Why a drop? Well, or why a Viking? Because I want my drop to go unnoticed. That's how important a drop is if it does get into your opponent's base. I already know I killed a lot of queens, meaning that his larvae is going to be low, meaning he's going to have to have spent all his larvae on drones, because I killed a lot of drones too. So I'm just going to be pressing him where he's already hard pressed. So I'm getting upgrades here, very good upgrades in fact. 1-1's already finished, his 1-1's finished too, and I'm going to start getting 2-2 ASAP, and there we are. 2-2 is started on both those engineering bays. I got 6 Rexes available, 4 with reactors, 2 with tech labs. Those are for upgrades like stim and combat shields eventually. But yeah, we do see this Viking clearing out space. And look, my marine drop is already there. What units does he have out on the field? 6 roaches, 8 lings. This drop is actually hitting before stim's finished, just a bit before, so maybe I could time that better in my build. But 1-1's being done. These marines are surprisingly strong. You should not underrate them. What has this drop already done? It's meant that these units are coming back to my base, or coming back to his base. They're not anywhere near me. I should kill this Evo chamber from the damage I did earlier, and I get away with most of those marines. That's big. Now once these upgrades do start kicking in, I'm going to be ahead of him. He is producing Mutalisks, which is good for him. I do bring this drop back, and this Viking's just been annoying on Overlord, so I'm just applying pressure. And what is this drop giving me? It's giving me time. I've actually started getting up a third, so I didn't even talk about why I did this drop. I just talked about why it's important. And it is important because this bought me so much time. This Viking cleared out the space. There weren't any overlords here, but if there were, the Vikings would have killed them. The Marines killed an Evo chamber. They're just buying me a lot of time that he's not on my side of the map, and he has to be dealing with these drops and this Viking. In the meantime, got a third. If we look at the income very soon, I'm going to be so far ahead. Supply-wise, I'm 160 to 120. I am doing really, really well here. I even start going for his other queen. I do see Mutus pop. So this drop gave me vision. I'm going for the other queen too, so there's no more injects over here. This is really good. I lost my Viking, but I'm up to 80 harvesters now. Got a third factory down, I do believe. Or in fact, it's my second factory. Lots of barracks, good upgrades going down. I'm just ahead, putting up 8 turrets now. Why am I putting up so many turrets? I know I'm ahead. That's a big, big deal. And my push is out on the map. How did I get here? Without him even seeing me? He was dealing with this drop. This drop, while it was effective, it wasn't worth him not having control of either of the towers, but that's what a drop can do. It can just get you such good control on the map and just such good presence from building up expos and you name it. So I have 4 turrets in my main, 2 turrets at the other 2 bases. Why most in my main? Because most of my units are going to be around here if I am defending. I don't want to keep darting back to my main. Anyway, 2-2's almost finished. Keep the replay going. I am going for a push on his third. And notice I have kept the Banshees alive. They're just really, really good to have around. I mean, Combat Shields is almost finished and 2-2's almost finished. This push is really good. I'm spreading out my tanks. Fortunately for him, he has a really strong tier 1 army, but unfortunately, his overlords are all in the wrong place at the wrong time, and I am going to kill all of them. So my Combat Shields has kicked in now, my 2-2 is soon to kick in, and my production's off the charts. Every production building is going, even adding on a third factory. And look, a fight does happen here, but how much gas is he losing from this fight? While my push does get cleaned up, the Banshee did quite a bit while he had to focus that with mutas. And I do lose my army, but the amount of gas that he lost, look at the resources lost. I'm way ahead, and I can afford to be way ahead too. 3,000 minerals almost per minute, getting up my 4th now. Just throwing out units and upgrades wherever I can. 2-2 is finished, getting 3-2 upgraded. He does go out on the map, he gets the control or watchtower, he does see that my army is coming. And I have a nice little marine ball here. I have no medevacs with them, which is a bit weird moving out with that kind of army. But this is on about piling on pressure now. I don't want him to use any of his money on drones. And while the Baneling does hit and do a lot of damage, and I do have that army cleared up, look what it forced. It forced 28 links being made. He is putting up a 4th and a 5th simultaneously. He does have a good drone count, but this is all just about buying time. Those Marines in the middle died. For what cause? To get a drop in his main. What are these guys going to do? They're going to buy me time, and yet again, they get out of there scot-free. And look how many units he drew back. So I killed his 4th. He doesn't even cancel it. The Marines are killing the Mutalisk too. So I mean, these drops are just tearing him apart. His upgrades aren't as good as mine. He has Banelings here. I have so many Marines. And I mean, I'm going to clear them up in no time. I'm even microing away from these Banelings, doing what I can. And look at the supply, 150 to 100. I even have like 2.3k minerals. That's a lot of minerals, but look at my income. It's no wonder I can't spend them. If we look at my Rexes, they're all producing. I'm all completely maxed out in production. I have a 4th base ready, and I have another army ready to throw at him. What's he doing? He can't do anything. I keep killing his queens with these drops. There's another drop, and yet again in his main, I pull his Mutalisk back, and he needs more than Mutalisk to clear up this drop. They start running. He's got an attack here that he has to clean up, so he can't deal with this drop. And this drop, look how many drones are dying. These are 2-2 upgraded Marines, soon to be 3-3. This is not what he can afford to happen. His mineral count is going to drop tremendously, and look, I'm just gaining more and more of a lead, and I haven't even thrown down mules yet. I'm taking a 4th too. While he has a 4th, it's not saturated at all. He's getting Mutalisks out, but what are Mutalisks going to do against 3-3 Marines, especially when I've got Thors being made, I've got 3 factories in the making. I'm even getting ready for a Broodlord switch, or just getting Cloaked Banshees out, and I know that he hasn't got a Hive. So I know I'm so far ahead this game. I run in Stim Marines for that mineral line, start killing drones, and I mean, this is so bad for him. 79 harvests, 48. 79 to 48 here. He does start cleaning up. I do start splitting a little bit away from these Banelings. I kill the 3rd outright. His army is so small right now. While my army here isn't big, it's just so efficient. 3-3 Marines, and he does call GG. So 3-3 was about to finish. So things I'd like to talk about that game. The drop is what really won me that game. While macro alone, I had pretty good macro. There were some times when it slipped, but it was the drops. They bought me time to get a third. They bought me time to move out across the map. And they just killed a lot of drones when he couldn't be losing drones. So those are some things I'd like to think about. So I got the Viking out just to make sure that he did not know about a drop coming. So when it did come, it would just surprise him. He had Spore Crawlers up ready for drops, which is cool. That's a cool move. I've not really seen that used that much. But still, it doesn't really matter. Once you get a Marine drop in your base, it can do so much damage. As soon as I denied one of the tier 2 upgrades for him, I didn't know which one, by killing the Evo chamber, I knew I was in a good position. I knew I was in good stead for later on in the game when my 2-2 push was going to come, because he wasn't going to match it, and I was going to trade way more efficiently than he did. So starting off with 6 Hellions, so you see if he has no gases. If he has no gases, you can be greedy. If he has gases, well, maybe you need to react differently. Test it out. Test everything out. Like, that's how you're going to get better. You have to test everything, know your strengths and know your weaknesses, know his strengths, know his weaknesses, and just of the race in general. And yeah, after the 6 Hellions, I knew exactly what was happening. I did a little harass. I killed a few drones and queens at the 3rd. My cloaked Banshees came out, killed like 14 drones. I was ahead. There was no doubt about it, and I just kept pushing my advantage. So guys, thank you for checking that out. If you want to see more, head over to evilgeniuses.net, and you can see more of our players. Thank you very much.